Goliaths channel in the Mindset series, and today we're going to talk about throwing rocks. Got a kind of a cute, funny tale to tell. So it was about maybe 30 years ago that I founded a church called Forest City Fellowship in Rockford, Illinois, and we rented a building for a while. After about a year, we were fortunate enough to buy an abandoned school building from the school district called the Hallstrom Center. And that's where our church went and had many wonderful years and memories there. And when we first started out, there were a lot of broken windows in this big old school building. So me and my friends were kind of walking in the parking lot. My 9-year-old son was with us, and we were trying to figure out what to do because more and more windows would be broke. We replaced windows, more would break. We replaced windows, more would break. It wasn't in the best neighborhood, it wasn't a horrible neighborhood, but it was just kids throwing rocks. So we talked about lighting, we talked about security, we talked about motion detectors, just on and on and on and on, wondering how do we prevent more windows from being broken? What can we do? We had tried some things already, like lights on. Some people say that's the best. Lights off. Some people say that was the best. And as we were walking along, it was just me and a couple guys and my son. He said, "Dad," I said, yeah, what do you want? And he said, "Dad, why don't you just get rid of all the rocks?" See, we were walking in the parking lot, and that's where the windows were being broken. And it was an old parking lot, about the size maybe of a half of a football field, and there were rocks in the parking lot. And that's what was breaking the windows. He said, "Dad, why don't you just get rid of the rocks?" Now, he was thinking like a 9-year-old boy, and it's probably 9-year-old boys, give or take 2 or 3 years, that were doing it anyway. And so what did we do? We gathered on one Saturday, all with our brooms, and we swept that parking lot clean. It was pristine. There wasn't a rock to be found anywhere on that parking lot. And you know what? We never had another broken window. So what can we learn from that? I think you can learn a lot from that, can't you? We all need a multitude of counselors. We need to listen to viewpoints that we maybe wouldn't normally listen to. We need to take advice from people normally we wouldn't take advice from. Not that I wouldn't take advice from my son, but he had the answer. He had the right perspective. You might be facing things now or in the future that you just can't solve because you don't have the right perspective. You don't have the lens. You don't have the background. You don't have the experience. My son must have had experience throwing rocks. So do you accept wisdom and counsel in those minds? Are you willing to look outside of the box? Are you willing to listen to those that maybe you normally wouldn't think would have answers for you? I think this is vital in the days ahead if we're going to be more than conquerors and warriors and win the battle of the mind up here. We're going to have to listen to voices that we normally wouldn't and move forward with. We just saw an example of that, regardless of your political persuasion, of President Donald Trump willing to listen to people like Elon and JD and Tulsi and others and RFK. So anyway, let's begin to think and act and take counsel, maybe in areas that we wouldn't, and we will find that we'll be far more successful in the days ahead. Curt signing off. Please like and subscribe this channel, share it with others. I'm looking for young wannabe warriors in the days ahead, and the main battle anybody fights is the one up here. If you win the one up here more than you lose it, you'll win the ones out there that you're coming against. It might be business, it might be problems in your town, whatever it is, whatever battles you're fighting, you got to win this one first to have ongoing success. Signing out.